Tropical Storm Agatha continues to intensify at a very fast pace, as hurricane warnings are now in effect for the coast of western Mexico. Hello, I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and let's go ahead and dive right into this. Alright, so this is the satellite imagery we are having right here. I am noticing a very consistent area of minus 80s cloud tops, like minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit cloud tops right here, and this is indicative of a really strong hurricane or tropical storm right here. I'm also noticing that an eyeball is starting to develop. Basically, if we go back to the last frame right here, I'm noticing that an eyeball is starting to more or less develop, at least on the western side of it right here. So it is getting more and more organized, and it's getting stronger every hour. So I'm noticing that. In fact, if we go back to the basically this is basically how what it's been doing for the last a long while. We've been seeing consistently a minus 80 cloud top, except for one frame, pretty much this whole time, and we're starting to see that eyeball area starting to develop, and I believe an eye is developing under those clouds right there. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Let's go ahead and look at the NHC right here. You can see that these tropical storm force winds have greatly expanded from where they were earlier. And as you can see, there are hurricane warnings. This is now expected to strengthen to a 105-mile-per-hour hurricane and make landfall as a Category 2. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. There is also the possibility of this thing actually entering the Gulf of Mexico as a result. So have to also pay attention to that threat as well, especially considering that threat could impact the United States. So let's go ahead and take a look at the public advisory. This was issued at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Changes with the advisory. The government of Mexico has issued a hurricane warning from Salina Cruz to Lagunas de Chahua, and a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch from Salina Cruz to Barra de Tonala, and a tropical storm warning from Barra Tonala to Boca de, not sure how to pronounce that, but anyway, there's now hurricane warnings for parts of the coast. And a hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. A warning is typically issued 36 hours before the anticipated first occurrence of tropical storm force winds, conditions that make outside preparation difficult or dangerous. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. A hurricane watch, we went over that earlier. A tropical storm warning means tropical storm conditions are expected somewhere within the warned area within 36 hours. Discussion and outlook. At 4 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Agatha was located near latitude 13.8 degrees north, longitude 98.1 west. It is moving at 5 miles per hour. It is forecast to turn to the northeast late tonight or Sunday, and is expected to make a landfall on Monday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to 60 miles per hour. 3 hours ago at the 1 p.m. advisory, it was at 50 miles per hour. So this thing is starting to pick up its intensity. At this point, let's look at this. Rapid intensification is forecast, and Agatha could become a hurricane by early Sunday. Rapid intensification now expected, not likely anymore. It is now expected, and I think this thing could potentially become a hurricane at this rate by 10 o'clock tonight, or if not, by 1 o'clock in the morning. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Tropical storm force winds now extend 70 miles from the center, so it has greatly expanded. And not only that, it's also expanded in a lot of other directions. And the minimum central pressure has dropped further to 998 millibars because this morning it was at 1,006. Then at the 1 p.m. it was at 1,000. Now it's at 998. So this thing is starting to drop. The pressure's starting to drop like a rock. Everyone needs to pay attention to that. Hazards affecting land. We'll talk about the wind and the storm surge. Wind. Hurricane conditions are expected in the hurricane warning area and are possible in the watch area on Monday, with tropical storm conditions possible Sunday night. Tropical storm conditions are expected in the tropical storm warnings on Monday. Storm surge. Storm surge is expected to produce significant coastal flooding in areas of onshore winds near and east of where the center of Agatha makes landfall. Near the coast, the surge will be accompanied by large and destructive winds. So I don't have the storm surge graphics pulled up yet. In the next update, I will be pulling those up just to show you what we could potentially be seeing. Now let's go ahead and look at the tracks of this. As you can see, in the long run, there are several models that now have this thing basically moving into the Gulf of Mexico, and from there, it's anyone's game and anyone's guess on where it goes from there. So the majority of models now agree this thing is going to end up in the Gulf of Mexico, either as a depression or a remnant. But the question is, I'm not entirely sure. The question is, how strong is this? And the question is, basically, where will it go afterward? So that's the track. The intensity, the models are in general agreement that this is going to be at least a Category 2. A couple have it going up to Category 3 strength. I think it's going to be between a high-end Cat 1 and a low-end Cat 3. That's my guess where it's going to end up being at the time of landfall. I could be wrong on that, but that's my best guess at this rate. And this is the intensity. Then after it makes landfall, it just weakens. Some of the models actually have it strengthening back to a hurricane, mostly because it's over in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have to wait and see when it comes to those, but I'll be keeping a close eye on that for you guys. Now let's go ahead and go back to the satellite imagery. I think we may have a couple frames that are new, so let's let this thing load real quickly. Okay, there we go. This is the latest frame right here. And this thing is not joking around. And you can tell this, like, this frame, we're seeing more minus 80s cloud tops, and we're seeing a more defined eyewall around this area right here. So I'll be paying very close attention to this. This is indicative of a fast strengthening tropical storm or fast strengthening hurricane. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather and inform people about storms like this that are going on. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.